Well, I didn't listen to my own advice, and I let my car battery die on the MR2. So I guess I'm gonna try and jumpstart it. I don't see any date stickers on this battery, but I'm guessing it's gotta be about 3 years old. Alright, I got it jump started, so it's running again. You know what? It's kinda dirty. Let's give it a quick wash. Alright, ready for a drive. So I'm going to try something different for this episode. I'm going to just do some driving today in the MR2, and haven't done a drive in a while. So it's a chance to just get out there and relax a little bit, just do some easy cruising, not going too hard, not going too fast, just kind of enjoying the car, enjoying the roads. And I thought maybe I would talk about some random things while I drive. Might just be a way to relax and take my mind off of things. All right, let's hit the road. In case you're wondering what road I'm driving here, this is Pinehurst Road, which branches off of Redwood Road in Castro Valley. There's like a small little town here called Canyon, California. It's kind of a neat little name for a place. And it's kind of a nice, secluded area. A lot of redwood trees. It's kind of its own little hidden redwood forest out here in the middle of nowhere. So it's kind of amazing that you can get out to a place like this, and it's really maybe 20 minutes drive out of Castro Valley up into the hills, sort of above Oakland. And in just 20 minutes, you're kind of away from it all. You're out somewhere that feels very private. You know, there's just not a lot of people. And if you go at the right time, not a lot of traffic either. There's a few bicyclists out here. The weather is actually really nice today. It's Sunday evening, maybe, a little bit past 6 o'clock. But it's been a warm day, so we're probably still in the 60s. I think it probably got into the 70s earlier. So a really nice day to be outside. It looks like we caught up to a Fiat. Might be going kind of slow, so I guess we'll just kind of cruise, which is fine. It's Sunday, we're going on a Sunday cruise. We'll just be chilling. That's funny because a another little car just came up behind me. It's a Mini. And I don't know, maybe he wants to go faster, but I don't think that's going to happen if this Fiat in front doesn't want to cooperate. So, oh well. You may see I've got my pop-up headlights out. It does get a little dark out here in the redwood forest, interestingly. It's just, it's actually a really pretty heavily forested area for just a little bit of these hills. So it's interesting that, you know, it could be a bright, sunny, warm day everywhere else, but you come out here, and I'm sure, you know, it's the same along the coastal mountain range. If you go out to the peninsula, let's pull it out. But, you know, I'm sure it's the same if you go out to like Santa Cruz Mountains. This Mini is sticking to me pretty good. All right, I pulled over, take a little break. That Mini kept going, so he obviously wants to go fast. All right, let's continue on. I've got the windows rolled up, and hopefully that'll muffle up most of the road noise, but now you get to hear all the squeaks and rattles in the car. You gotta cut it some slack. It's a 29-year-old car at this point. Maybe 30 years old. So yeah, my friend Jesse invited me to go attend a Cars and Coffee meet this weekend, and it really made me think, because I really haven't gone to a car meet in quite some time. I was really tempted to go. You know, I definitely wanted to see my friend Jesse. I wanted to see other people. I wanted to check out some cool cars. It was quite the temptation. But it really made me think, like, is it safe to go out there to these car meets? You know, what if there's hundreds of people gathering at this Cars and Coffee, and you know, I don't know whether or not they're all wearing masks. I don't know if they're going to be safe about, you know, gathering. Are they going to socially distance, or are there going to be just random people walking around without masks, coughing and breathing and, you know, whatever, vaping, who knows? And so I ended up not going. And my friend Jesse, he did go, and he said it was pretty cool. He said it was a good meet, a lot of cars. But it does raise the question of, you know, and I think this is a personal question for each person to answer on their own. When is it safe? When is it going to be safe to return to some form of normalcy and, you know, to be able to go out and attend these car meets? And obviously the answer is now already, you know, for some people, right? Some people are already getting back together. Some people have been getting together for quite some time, I think. You know, for better or worse, some people have been getting together for months, as if nothing was going on, as if there was no pandemic. And I have some issues with that. I don't think it's a great thing. I wouldn't recommend that to most people. Unless you had previously had the COVID-19 already, and you already recovered from it, then maybe you're not concerned about catching it again. Or maybe you've had the vaccine shot already, and that would be another reason that you feel okay about going out. But I think you also have to be courteous and responsible to other people, right? You have to keep in mind the fact that even if you might be safe, you might still be able to pass the virus on to somebody else. Because we don't even know at this point whether or not, whether you've had it and are over it, and or you had a vaccine already. We still don't know whether that means you're not capable of carrying the virus, even though it doesn't affect you, right? You could be asymptomatic. And that means even though you don't feel anything, you could very well be carrying the virus and effectively spreading it to others who are vulnerable to it. If you're going out and meeting other people, going to car meets, or even just going about your normal everyday life. If you're out there not wearing a mask, you're breathing, spreading vapors everywhere. Who's to say that you might not be carrying the coronavirus and giving it to someone else who either isn't wearing a mask or isn't being totally careful, socially distancing, all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of hard to say, right? Like, we just don't know. We don't have proof that the fact that you had it or that you had the vaccine makes you 100% safe to be around other people who either haven't had the virus or haven't had the vaccine yet. And so for me, that's still a dilemma where, I want to be careful. I don't want to spread the virus to others, even if I can't get it myself. I did recently get the vaccine shot, for which I'm extremely grateful, and I feel very fortunate. But I'm still being super careful, especially around other people who might not have had the shot or might not have had the virus. But I do think that, at least for me, I feel like the light is coming at the end of the tunnel. The end is in sight, because I did just recently get my second shot of the vaccine, and that means I'm still going to give it, I think, at least another 2 weeks is what I understand it takes for your body to fully absorb the vaccine and develop the immune system response, to be able to properly defend itself against a coronavirus infection. But it's only 2 more weeks that I have to wait, and then in theory I can return to normalcy to some degree, right? Like I could go out to car meets, I could start doing track days, I could go autocross, and of course, in addition to all the normal everyday things of life, like I could go to the supermarket, I could in theory, go hang out at the shopping mall, I could go out for boba. So, these are all fantastic things that I have not really been able to enjoy for the past year or so. And I think it's fantastic. And I definitely hope that we'll continue to distribute the vaccine to everybody else, so that everyone else can be in the same boat. But I really do feel like we're coming to an end, for many of us, to this restricted life that we've been living. And I know some of you have basically been going out there every single day, whether it's because you don't believe that you need to take such extreme precautions, like staying in as much as possible and not going out, or maybe you don't have a choice. Maybe you have to work, and that means that you have to be out there, whether you have a mask and other protective equipment, and you're trying to social distance the best that you can. But unfortunately, I know some of my friends still have to go out and do work. They're visiting client sites, they're going to other people's homes, doing work, repairs, installs, all that kind of stuff. So for them, they don't really have a choice. They've had to go out there this whole time. So I think I've been living kind of in a capsule of luxury, if you will, by not necessarily having to go out nearly as much as most other people. But the other side of that is that, I've been leading a very reclusive life, and, I think that has taken a toll on me. I think, I obviously miss some aspects of normal life, that maybe some of you have continued to enjoy, and, I haven't been able to enjoy for essentially a year. So I'm looking forward to getting out there and resuming normal social life to some degree, seeing my friends, being able to eat in a restaurant, being able to walk around in a supermarket and not feel like my life is being threatened every time, somebody walks within, 6 feet of me. So, these things are kind of a big deal. And I can't wait. I just gotta hang in there for 2 more weeks. But, I guess I'm wondering, and, maybe this is a question that we'll continue to ponder as a community. But, when can we have big car meets again where, we can organize things? Right now I feel like it's still kind of a impromptu, kind of ad hoc kind of thing, right? Like somebody will just call a meet last minute and say, hey, we're all gathering, let's show up here. And that's where people decide to meet up on a more casual basis. But, for instance, NorCal 86, the organization that I was a part of, we have an annual meet every June. It's usually the first Saturday of every June, and it tends to be the largest annual gathering of 86s and BRZs and FRSs in the Northern California region. And it's usually a fantastic meet. I look forward to it every single year. But we had to cancel it last year, for good reason, obviously. And I suppose the question is, okay, if the federal government says that vaccinations are going to be opened up to just about everybody, my understanding is the eligibility of the vaccine is going to be extended to pretty much everyone above, I forget if it's 16 or 18 years old. But yeah, essentially everyone but children will have the opportunity, or at least the eligibility, to get the vaccine shot by May. And so the question would be, does that mean we'll be hopefully back to business, open for business to some degree of normality by June, this summer? If that were the case, that would be fantastic, right? But I just don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I wish the answer was yes, but I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, so I don't have the answers. But I remain hopeful. I hope that I'll be able to see more of my friends soon enough, and that we'll be able to sit down together at a picnic table, do some outdoor dining, if not indoor dining, together sometime soon. And we are out of the woods, at least, if not literally. Well, I was gonna say maybe literally out of the woods, because I've finished my drive out of Redwood Road and I'm back into Castro Valley. So we are literally out of the woods, even if metaphorically we are not. So I think probably a good point to cut this video short before I just start rambling about other random things. But yeah, maybe I'll do this again next time I go for a drive. And I'll think of some other interesting topic to ramble on about. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe if you did. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't and you think this was a crappy idea. Or I suppose if you disagree with all of the thoughts, or some of the thoughts that I had during this video, then go for it. Go ahead and dislike. Some interaction is better than no interaction, I guess. I'll take whatever feedback I can get. So, all right. That's it. I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks for watching.